Hey guys, this is Al. Made a little bit of progress. I've been messing around with this valve for about 2 weeks, and I tried just about everything to make that piston free itself. I soaked it in parts cleaner, I soaked it in PB Blaster, I soaked it in brake fluid, I tried to tap the piston with a wooden block, it wouldn't move. I tried to put it in an ultrasonic cleaner, it wouldn't do anything with it. It ran it through an ultrasonic cleaner. I mean, it's come out lovely and clean, but the piston wasn't moving. Last Saturday, what I did is I went to the Rolls Royce breakfast. They usually have the Owners Club breakfast. They usually have it here in Dallas every second Saturday of the month, and I spoke to a gentleman that's fairly experienced with these guys. He's one of the I'd say technical consultants, I think they are. His name's Tom. Real nice guy. He basically said to me, try to put it in a vise and see if you can compress the piston that way. And I was a little bit concerned because I didn't want to damage the end of the piston over here. But sure enough, I mean, I thought to myself, you know what, this is my last resort, and I'm just about to toss this in the trash, so I may as well just try it. And sure enough, as soon as I put some pressure on it on the vise, it went in, and it stuck in. So I had the back off, and I tapped it back out with just a small drill bit, and backwards and forwards, and I just kept on adding PB Blaster, and took a bit of a green Scotch-Brite pad, and I got it freed up. Now it's not silky smooth like the other one is. The other piston is actually not that you'd be able to tell the difference, but I can, and this feels very, 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 very silky. Whereas this is it's still a little bit gritty, but it works. So I was hoping to replace the O-rings on the back of these bolts. Basically, there's nothing to this valve. It's just basically a piston inside with a spring and a bolt, and the bolt basically is sealed with a crush washer. Just looks like a copper crush washer. Looked everywhere for it: Lowe's, Home Depot, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, trying to find something similar. Nobody had anything for it. It's back together. It's sealing up. I mean, it's free, and it's moving backwards and forwards. So I'm going to put the rat trap back together again. I will have to probably take it back down again at some point just to address the two crush washers. But I'm just keen on seeing if I can get this thing behaving as it should. So I'm just going to put the thing back together again, and tomorrow I'll mount it on the car and see how it works. So just thought I'd give you a quick update. Now I'm going to assemble it. I also took this, I don't know what it is, a master cylinder or something, I'm not sure, but it was all rusty and grimy, you could tell in the other video, and I just shot it with some Rust-Oleum paint just to kind of clean it up a little bit. Alright, so everything is bolted back up. I had to go back through the old videos to make sure everything was set up correctly. So one thing that I need to figure out is why the pedal doesn't move backwards. So when you depress the pedal, it just stays on the floor, and you have to manually and physically move it back. So there seems to be a spring on the pedal that's not functioning correctly, but I'm not sure exactly what would cause that and how that how that all works. So I've got to figure that part out. But tomorrow I'll come back over here and start putting this thing back together again. So stay tuned. Hey guys, this is Al. back at the shop. It's about 35 degrees Celsius over here, so it's pretty hot outside. When I walked inside this building, it's probably, I don't know, probably about 40-45 degrees in there. So I've got, you know, all the fans running, fan, lots of fans running. And I went and put this thing back together again. The rat trap's back in there. Wasn't a difficult job putting it all back together again, just a little bit finicky. Trickiest one was that bolt. Not that one over there, but the one on the other side was kind of hard to get to. And then obviously there's a pin that goes through the foot pedal on the brake to the actual rat trap. There's a quarter pin there, a little pin that kind of slides in. It's kind of tricky to put on. But apart from that, it wasn't too bad. It was pretty straightforward. So everything's bolted up. It looks like everything's on pretty snug. So I'm going to lower the car now and see if I can add some brake fluid and see what it does. Alright. Okay. So I added a little bit of brake fluid. Also added a tiny little bit of squish of castor oil to help with lubrication. And car's now in neutral, so we're gonna try to get it running. Alright, so I apply the brake, pedals down, see that? Brake stop, okay? I'm going to release the brakes. Haven't released, but bear in mind I haven't bled the system or anything else like that, so I'm not sure if that's related. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this video right now to the forum and see what they say. Alright, so go and cut this thing out. Get this car back in the air. So everything is dry, which is good. So why are those brakes still binding up? Okay, the front ones aren't. Front ones aren't, but the rear ones are still binding up. Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty locked up. Alright guys, so this is what I'm seeing now. The brake pedal works as it's designed. You push it down, it will come back up. So I'm guessing the springing mechanism that's inside the rat trap makes sure that your brakes are correctly applied. So, or that when you push down them, it returns. When you let go of the pedal, it pushes the pedal back. So that's working. When you start the car and you put it in gear, the wheels will turn. But as soon as you apply the brakes, even though the pedal comes back up, it will still lock up the brakes. Now if you apply them a couple of times and tap on them like real quickly, it will sometimes let go, or at least the engine will overpower the brakes. But they will still lock up, and they'll lock up to the point that the brakes are starting to smoke. So it's properly locked up, and the engine's properly trying to turn the wheels. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on over there. If I hit the pedal a couple of times, I can get it to free up, but then eventually it'll kind of want to lock itself up again. One thing that I'm noticing is that as pressure is being built up on the brake calipers, the engine wants to die, so it kind of like starts to basically want to conk out. And I'm not sure it should do that. I don't think it should do that, because basically what it's saying is, as long as you have your foot on the brake, you're basically putting so much strain on the engine that the engine would die. And my Corniche doesn't do that, my Brooklands doesn't do that, so I don't know why this car is doing that. So I guess I've solved the brake valve problem, but I think I've uncovered another problem downstream. Not sure exactly what's going on, so I'm going to post it on the forum, and I'm going to see what people have to say about it. But hopefully somebody has an idea, and again, I'm grateful to the people that have helped me so far. A bunch of people that have actually helped, and so I'm grateful for that. But there's still some way to go. Alright, so that's me for the day. More work on brakes. I was hoping that I'd be able to pull this thing off the lift, but it's going to take a few more tries. Alright, thanks very much.